Because usually the thing that's caused you the problem is what's still active in your vibration. That's what makes you defensive. And that's what makes you feel like you have to justify. Of course I want that because I've got this and I don't like this. And nobody likes this that's got this. And a whole lot of us have this and none of us like this. And so the whole time that you're defending what it is that you want with your awareness of what is, you're holding yourself in separation from what you want and also from your inner being who's over there with what you want, not just over there with what you want, but having already become what you want. So you feel the split energy when you are justifying or defending. You feel the split energy. That's what negative emotion always is. It's you in not agreement with your inner being. And you know what? Your inner being is always way on your side. Your inner being is always jumping right on who you have become and what you want, and holds steady to it, holds that vibrational frequency so that you can utilize your guidance system and find your way into vibrational compliance or harmony with that desire. And when you do that, that's what we call step 3. That's you lining up with who you really are and what you really want. And when you do that, you feel the relief happen because the negative emotion doesn't exist. You feel the relief happen because the resistance is subsiding, at least for now. And when you get really good at that, when you hold yourself there for a while, that's what we call step 4. Step 4, some tease us, step 4 is just being really good at step 3. Step 4 is really the mastery of step 3. That's when your life really becomes fun for you. That's when you know. We're not asking you to only have positive thought. You couldn't do that. We're not asking you to never have a thought about anything you don't want. You couldn't do that. In fact, you shouldn't do that. You came to sift and sort and to analyze and to decide. That's all part of the process of expansion. But you didn't intend to get stuck in the harping on what's wrong. You did not intend to complain about what's wrong. You intended to launch a rocket and then you intended to get over it. Then you intended to focus upon the solution and begin moving in the direction of what you want with your thoughts. And you know what? That feels so satisfying. Satisfaction is that feeling that you feel when you are moving in the direction of who you really are. And dissatisfaction is what you feel when you're in the moment moving away from who you are and what you want. And so then step 5, maybe our favorite, step 5 is when you're back in a contrasting moment. Some might want to call that step 1. But the difference is you're exploring the contrast, but you're not beating up on yourself. You're exploring the contrast, but you're not mad at anybody. It's just contrast, like being at a buffet. Don't want that, want that. Don't want that, want that. Don't want that, do want that. You're not saying don't want that because it's evil. You're not insisting that they remove it from the menu. It might get on my plate. So step 5 is expressing your appreciation for the variety that surrounds you, while you hold yourself more deliberately in the direction of what you want. We're eager to talk with you about whatever it is that you want. Do not worry about us. We will wedge our message in the crack. We know for sure that we are going to have a wonderful day. We can feel who you are and what you're about. Many of you have been listening to us for a while, and so you're up to speed with this business of the law of attraction. You understand that you create your own reality. But we want to help you to find an easy way of being in your now, in your powerful now. An easy way of being in your now and being a vibrational match to who you really are. Because nothing feels better than to be in this physical body and focused in a way that the whole of you is pouring through you. Sometimes we call that alignment. It certainly is. Recently, we've been calling it tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Been calling it that for a while. Recently, we've been saying that when you are tuned in to that frequency that is really you, that you are in a state of non-resistant thought. And we want you to taste with us here today, you will, and in the days that follow, power of non-resistant thought. Here's what we mean by that. This is worth spending a little bit of time on, because once you get this, you've got everything. Oh, never mind. No. We should do this. We want to do this. So the power of non-resistant thought, here's what it is about. So the law of attraction is responding to the vibration that you are offering. But remember, it's not just you offering a vibration. Your inner being is offering a vibration in the same moment about the same subject. So let's say you are wanting more money, and your inner being has already become, vibrationally speaking, that more prosperous entity, that more prosperous being. So your inner being is attracting, with no resistance whatsoever, prosperity to you, and all kinds of cooperative components are coming to that larger part of you. Do you have a picture of that? Oh, that's powerful. But then there's you. We did say it that way, didn't we? But then there's you. Then there's you. Then there's you worrying about not having enough money, remembering not having enough money, railing about not having enough money. And so in the midst of that, you are introducing resistance into the equation. And even though more money is coming to you, and what we call your vibrational reality, that point of attraction that your inner being is tending, we know we're asking you to accept something that you can't see, but in time you can feel this non-physical energy gathering the cooperative components on your behalf. It's powerful and it's real. And when you are not resisting, then you go from step 1, which is asking, often with resistance, into step 3, which is non-resistant, and that's the power of non-resistant thought. Now, if you could stay there more often and allow more momentum, then more of the things that you want would come into full fruition faster for you. You usually don't do that. You want it, you line up with it, and then you notice something, and then you get cranky about it. But if you can be more in vibrational, consistent realization of what you want, then you would experience what we are calling the power of non-resistant thought. Things lined up for you, truly traffic parts for you. Things happen that feel completely illogical. When the rug man comes to your house, he brings the perfect rug, and it's not one you picked out. He picked it out. He picked it out because your inner being knows what you want. You just didn't see it in his rug store, but he found it. The power of non-resistant thought. Today, we want to help you find a comfortable and really helpful shifting from the power of non-resistant thought to the pleasure of it. Because if you will focus upon the pleasure of non-resistant thought, first of all, it's an instant manifestation because you'll feel good right here, right now. And that really is what happily ever after is about. But next, you won't find yourself misunderstanding or misusing it. There's a tendency when you get hold of this power of non-resistant thought to then point at things you don't want with your powerful gun of non-resistant thought. And the minute you do that, you activate the resistance and everything sort of falls apart. But when you're reaching for the pleasure of non-resistant thought, you can't do that because you'll feel in the moment that your vibration gets wonky. You see what we mean? So, we think you got it.